Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden in plain sight within company filings. Today, Aethlon Medical is making a filing, and let's just say they've got some new shares on the market, and we're going to unpack what that means for you. So we're looking at Aethlon Medical, a company that seems to be making some moves in the biotech space. On September 12th of 2025, they announced something important. What's the big news? Well, it's about how many shares of their company are out there floating around for people to buy and sell. They've just come off a public offering, which is a way for companies to raise money by selling more of their stock. Think of it like a company saying, hey, we need some extra cash to grow, so we're selling more pieces of ourselves. And specifically, they've now got over 7.3 million shares of their stock in play. This is a pretty significant number. What this tells us is that Aethlon Medical is taking steps to fund its operations, likely for research and development or other business growth initiatives. When a company does an offering like this, it can mean a few things. For investors, it could mean more opportunities to get in on the ground floor of a growing company. But it also means that if there are more shares, each individual share might represent a smaller piece of the company. This can sometimes dilute the value of existing shares. If the company does an offering like this, it can mean a few things. For investors, it can mean more opportunities to get in on the ground floor of a growing company. But it also means that if there are more shares, each individual share might represent a smaller piece of the company. This can sometimes dilute the value of existing shares if the company doesn't grow fast enough to absorb the new. The company's main form of ownership is common stock, and each share has a very small stated value, just a thousandth of a dollar. This is pretty standard. The trading symbol for Aethlon Medical on the Nasdaq Capital Market is AEMD. So if you're looking them up on a stock ticker, that's the code you'd use. This report officially came out on September 12th, 2025, and it's signed off by James B. Frakes, who holds the important titles of Chief Executive Officer and Chief Financial Officer. Having the CEO also be the CFO is quite common in smaller or growing companies. It means he's directly overseeing both the vision and the financial health of the business. Let's think about Aethlon Medical's direction. They're in the medical field, and biotech companies often rely heavily on financing these kinds of public offerings to fund expensive research, clinical trials, and bringing new products to market. The fact that they've just completed a financing indicates they believe in their future prospects and need capital to execute their strategy. This could be a positive sign about their confidence in their pipeline products or market opportunities. However, raising money through new share issuance can also signal that internal cash flow isn't sufficient to fund their ambitious plans, which is a common scenario for many biotech companies in developmental stages. The risk here is always whether the capital raised will be enough, and if the company can effectively deploy it to generate future profits and growth that justifies the increased number of shares. Overall, Aethlon Medical's filing is a simple but important update. It tells us they're actively managing their capital structure and pursuing growth through public financing. For us watching from the outside, it's a signal of their current phase of development and their need for external funding to push forward. Alright, that's our quick decode of Aethlon Medical's latest. What's your take on these capital raising moves and what they might mean for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more insights from the world of corporate finance. And don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description below, for even more discussions and analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next decode.